Brooklyn fragrance lover. Brooklyn fragrance lover. Brooklyn fragrance lover. Brooklyn fragrance lover.
Hello, everyone. Take three. I'm Carlos, Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. I'm here at BFL Studio in Brooklyn, New York with my good friend Steven
Hey, Carlos.
from Redolessence. Thank
How's
you
it going?
for making the trip all the way from New Jersey. 2 hours on a school night. You're the man.
You know what? I'm glad to be here, though. And we're always shrouded in great smelling perfume, excellent cocktails, great conversations.
Thank you.
For
Always,
the
always a
invitation.
good time. My pleasure. Thanks for coming again. Today we have, I made a little something. Give them a short close-up of yours.
So we have basil, we have peach, Moscato.
Yeah, Moscato with peach and basil.
Now, is this your recipe?
Nah, I saw it online and I
Oh.
copied it.
Cheers.
I think this would make a great summer drink, but it's 80 degrees in New York City on October 16th. How sick is that? It was like
know.
hot all day. Cheers, bro.
Anyways, let's go.
We had a slow start.
good.
We
It's really good.
I got in a lot of bloopers in the first 2 tries. So
This is like our third or fourth glass now, so
no, it's not. They're gonna think
I'm only teasing.
I'm a lush. Well, I am a little bit of a lush. Anywho, today we have a fragrance from the Les Exclusifs de Chanel
Yeah.
called Boy. It was released this year. It's the 16th in the Les Exclusifs de Chanel collection, and it's the second by the new in-house perfumer
Olivier Polge.
Olivier
yeah.
Polge. His first one was Misia for this collection. He's the son of...
Yeah, the son of Jacques Polge. So Jacques Polge stepped down from the throne, so to speak, and now Olivier Polge will be granted with the responsibility of being the new in-house perfumer. And I love Olivier Polge's work. I mean, if we're talking about Midnight in Paris, Spice Bomb by Victor and Rolf,
Wow.
Flower Bomb by Victor and Rolf. I mean, he has a pretty extensive catalog, really impressive resume.
What's his most popular fragrance, you would say?
I don't know. For me, I think it's Spice
I mean,
Bomb.
Spice Bomb is definitely
yeah.
popular.
I don't know. Other than that, the best-selling one. It's hard to
Regardless,
say.
that's quite-
regardless.
it's
I
an
would say
impressive
Spice Bomb. It's still on
resume.
the shelves, and
Yeah.
it's been a few years. You know,
Definitely,
or Flower
definitely.
Bomb if you want to go to the women's department.
Love Flower Bomb.
Yeah.
He did that, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so he did Boy. The inspiration for Boy was a man named Arthur Boy Capel.
Okay.
He was an English businessman who was supposedly the true love of Coco Chanel's life.
Coco Chanel,
They had a
yeah.
9-year love affair, but he was the true love of her life. So they say, so I've heard.
Yeah. And in 2011, they made a lipstick for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then just 1 year later, in 2012, Chanel made their own handbag.
And in 2016, we now have a perfume,
Yeah.
Boy. So that's the story behind
Oh, boy.
Boy. Oh, boy. So you want to give him the
Okay,
packaging or
should I
whatever?
tell them the notes or the packaging?
The packaging,
So
sure.
here's the box. You have the Chanel logo at the top here. Very iconic, what you've come to expect from Chanel. Here's the bottle. I actually own a couple of these, Sycamore, Coromandel, two of my favorites. And here it just says Boy at the front. It has Chanel. The size down here at the bottom. No concentration on the, well, maybe at the very bottom, Eau de Parfum. And pretty sleek presentation, classy.
Which, by the way, they've transitioned all of the whole collection to Eau de Parfums. They were Eau de Toilettes before. So this was the first Eau de Parfum, but now they follow suit
Yeah.
with the rest of them. So if you're a fan of the EDTs, then you must have, I'd look for it now. But as far as the boutiques, they've taken them all down from the
Yeah.
shelves in all the department stores. So
Yeah.
the notes for this one are grapefruit, lavender, lemon, geranium, orange blossom, coumarin, heliotrope, sandalwood, vanilla, moss, and white musk. It retails for, this is a 2.5 ounce bottle, it was $185, and the 6 ounce bottle is $225.
Yeah.
$325, excuse me. So
Oh my God, okay.
definitely pricey.
Yeah.
So you sprayed it on your hand. What
Twice.
do you think?
Yeah. Okay, you do get a lot of that grapefruit when it first opens up. It's nice. It's citrusy, but not in like a the citrus you've come to expect kind of a way. A little bit went on me when you just sprayed it right now, but that's where I was wearing it before. So
So good. A little
Happy
reinforcement.
I guess as it begins to transition, you do get a lot more of the musky nuances. It's definitely a lavender-based scent.
Yeah,
So
I get lavender off the bat. It opens up manly, actually.
Yeah.
Definitely on the more masculine leaning side. And he sprayed a few things before we started filming, and I could smell this over everything else. It
Me
was
too.
really permeating
Me too.
from your skin very nicely. So,
Yeah.
so you didn't love it at first.
Not at first. So, okay, it's an aromatic fougere, and I've never really been a fan of fougere. So we're talking about geranium, we're talking about lavender. I'm not the biggest fan of lavender, although it might sound a little bit hypocritical because one of my favorite fragrances of all time is actually pretty lavender dominant, and that is Eau Noir by Dior, which was composed by Francis Kurkdjian. I know, and a lot of people don't, but it's funny. I guess it's when it's done in such a weird and eccentric way, it just, it attracts my nose. But in this one, I do appreciate the blend, and I think one of the praises that you made for it is that it's very well put together, and that you cannot deny about this fragrance. Very well put together. All of the notes are very transparent. They're diaphanous. When you smell it, there is no beating around the bush. What you see is what you get. So when they say grapefruit, you're going to smell grapefruit. When they say vanilla, you're going to get a sweetness in the base. It's musky. You have the lavender. So I think it's really nice. I guess there just wasn't anything about it that was too weird or quirky or eccentric. Just something,
Well, let me tell you my history with this one. I keep a list on my iPhone of new and upcoming fragrances that are going to be released that I either want to buy or I want to review for my channel. And this was high on the list. The week before it came out, they got a bottle in the store, tester bottle. I put it on my skin. I walked away. I wasn't really blown away. It was nice, but it just was like, that's all? Like, really? But I kept going back to all the counters. When I was in Saks, I'd sprayed on there. It lasted nicely on my skin. When I went to Bloomingdale's, I sprayed it again. I kept going back to it. I finally said, you know what? I really do like this one. In the end, it just worked for me. I get a very masculine opening, lavender, almost barbershop-y-ish.
Yeah.
And then it dries down to a really nice woody and vanilla. It's very Chanel. Nothing is heavy duty. It doesn't punch you in the face. It doesn't blare. But it just permeates very elegantly and nicely from the skin, in my opinion. Is it groundbreaking? No. But I think it's a really well composed composition with quality ingredients, and you can smell the quality. Yeah. If there's anything synthetic in here, and we all know that, they say the notes are this and notes, it smells very natural and
it does.
very
It does.
and very luxury as it's supposed to be. I've heard a few stories from friends that they were okay but they wound up loving it. It's just one of those. It grew on me. It totally grew on me, and it's going to be on my top releases of 2006 for sure.
Okay. And you know what? Who knows? It could very well, and I appreciate that story because I remember the first time I found out on Fragrantica that this was released, I did put it on my to sniff list. And I didn't get it around to smelling it until today. And being as though this is my first encounter with it, who knows? It might grow on me too. But I have to echo your sentiments because you said there is something very sort of classy and refined about it. And when I smell this one, I really just imagine a gentleman, somebody who's wearing a nice suit. It definitely has a masculine aura about it. Somebody who's wearing a very freshly tailored and pressed suit. Somebody who's just very confident in him or herself, maybe just got a fresh haircut. I mean, it's great.
But women too, because of the sandalwood, vanilla.
And the musk.
And the musk dry down. So this is perfectly unisex, perfectly unisex. Again, it doesn't scream, but it projects nicely, just enough. You can smell it, and those around you can smell it.
Yeah.
I was telling you before, I have this thing I've been using the phrase close to the skin. Now, this isn't close to the skin, but close to the skin is not necessarily a bad thing. If it's a good fragrance and it smells good and it's close to the skin, sometimes you want something not so heavy duty and in everybody's face and in my own face. When you're not feeling well, you don't want anything too strong. So
exactly.
But this is not a skin scent. I strayed. So I was going to do a video on that topic, so I guess I don't have to do that now. So overall, what would you give this one, sir?
I would probably give it a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Only because if it's
well, that's just today. I think if I talk to you in about 2 to 3 months, I'll give you a decant of this, by the way.
Thank
and
you.
I think You might.
It might be a
You
4.
might go a 4.
Okay.
Maybe.
Anything for me that ventures into 4 territory, it's something that I like. Maybe I wouldn't consider it a masterpiece, but it could still be a
hold it.
staple.
Let me understand something. So 3 is you don't like, and
No,
4 is you
3
like,
is,
and 5 is you love.
So 3 is more like middle of the road for me. Yeah.
Like
so it's a
like
great sense.
just okay.
Just not for me.
Like when I say just okay, that's the 3 for you.
I would say so. Yeah.
All right, cool. Listen, I think you'll change your mind, but if you don't, you don't. He recently panned something that I praise. We won't mention it here, but listen, I trust this guy. We all can't love everything. If we all love the same thing, it'd be a pretty freaking boring world. So
It would indeed.
So, Boy from Les Exclusifs de Chanel by myself and Steven. Thanks so much for watching. I'll give away a 5ml can. I like to do that.
Oh, that's nice of you.
So, to one lucky subscriber, what do they have to do?
I would say you'd have to like this video, share this video, and leave a comment down below. Oh yeah, you also have to subscribe to Carlos's channel.
Most importantly.
Right? And leave one comment down below and tell us, what is your favorite Chanel fragrance? That's it.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
High five, brother.
Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate
Until next time, you take care. Thanks for tuning in. And we're about to do about another 3 or 4 reviews.
Yes.
Do you have time for that?
Yeah, I do.
All right, cool.
All right.
Take it
Thanks
easy.
for watching. Take care, guys.
Hello, everyone. I'm Carlos, Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, and I have a very special guest here at BFL Studio, Steven from Redolessence. How are you, sir?
Hey, Carlos. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me over.
Thanks for coming by. It's a schlep and a half. He came all the way from Jersey on a school night. Yes, he came all the way here to shoot a couple of videos with his pal.
But you know what? I have so much fun doing this, and you're taking care of me. We have our drinks, great fragrances, good
Speaking
conversation.
of, what do we have here? We have, this is Moscato wine with peaches and basil.
Wow, that smells good.
He's bullshitting because he said he doesn't like sweet wines, but he's a good actor.
But it does smell good, though.
All right,
I don't know
cool.
how it tastes.
Here we go.
All right, cheers.
I think that's pretty refreshing.
Oh, that's actually really good. You taste the apple and everything.
Peach.
Oh, never mind. So when I found out he made this fragrance, I was really excited because I do have a few other favorites from this line. Sycamore.
We're going to start over again.
Why?
You put close up of yours because my basil's sunk in.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Hello everyone, I'm Carlos, Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, here at my BFL studio, my home, with my good friend Steven from Redolessence.
Hey
How are
guys.
you?
Hey Carlos, good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. He took a schlep all the way from New Jersey, 2 hours on a school night. He is a very kind man, a very generous man, and a very good friend. And a great reviewer.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm kidding. Love you, boy. So listen. Oh, boy.
Boy. There you go.
All right. Today we're going to do a review of something from the Les Exclusifs de Chanel called Boy. It was a release from this year. It's the 16th in the collection and the second from the house perfumer, which is now
Olivia Polish. Yeah.
And his first fragrance for this collection was Misha.
Okay.
So the inspiration for this fragrance is based on a man named Arthur Boyd Capel, an English businessman who was supposedly the love of Coco Chanel's
I didn't know that.
life. They had a 9-year affair, and I got a cut.
And in 2011, they made a lipstick for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then just 1 year later, in 2012, Chanel made their own handbag for him.
And in 2016, we now have a perfume. And in 2016, we now have a perfume.
Yeah.
Boy. So that's the story behind
Oh boy.
Boy. Oh boy.